Hello, hello, this is Fred. Bonjour, this is Fred in France. For Metal Ops TV, you can subscribe to the channel, to like, to comment. Cool, huh? Be quiet. For Metal Ops in France, and we go to Scotland with the band Hellripper, with it's a one-man band. But please, what's your name and what do you do in the Hellripper band?
Bonjour, I'm James. I do everything in Hellripper, like you say, one man band. So I just play all the instruments and
Drums also? Drums
everything.
also?
So,
Also drums?
yes,
It's
yeah.
not a drum programming in the album Coronach, in the new album?
Yeah, I play like what do you call it? Electric drums and then edit kind of thing. So it's like digital drums and then kind of edit it.
And you schedule it's drum programming on code.
Yes, so kind of, yeah, yeah.
Okay, but with the sound, because nowadays the sound are better of drums, and the sound, like you can hear that it's like a natural sound. It's a natural song recorded, but programming.
Yeah. So
Okay,
it's like, yeah, what would you call it? It's like, yeah, I play the drums like on the
okay,
electric drum kit and it goes
yeah,
on to the computer and then we then use like
okay, okay.
samples or whatever you call it.
Okay, so alors El Reaper, it's a one-man band. You launched it in 2014, if I'm right, in Aberdeen,
Yeah.
in Scotland.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
2014, I released
EP.
one or
And
two songs. Yeah. So the EP came out at the start of 2015, but the songs were kind of coming out at the end of 2014 before the full EP was released.
okay,
And yeah, it was yeah, a
self
long time ago now.
a self-released. You made all by your do it
Yeah,
yourself.
so it was just yeah, so it was just to yeah, just put out myself on Bandcamp and YouTube and things
Yeah,
like that. And I didn't really, do much
yeah.
promotion or anything. It was just I kind of sent it to a few places and didn't really have any plan or anything. It was just something to do for fun, and I recorded it in my bedroom
Yeah.
when I lived
Uh,
with my parents, and yeah, and
And after you are aware that you were aware that there is a crowd, an audience, so you continue
yeah,
and you release the three studio albums, and now the new one, the first one of on Century Media, if I'm right, the new one.
yes,
So you
yeah,
release Coagulating Darkness. It was more ugly stuff in 2017.
mm,
The Affair of the Persians in 2020. Warlocks, Grims, and Withered Hags. I remember Hags. I remember some music videos on YouTube, more ugly
mm.
stuff, inspired maybe by horror movies. And the new one, I'm going to put it Corona. How do you say Corona? It's not in relation with coronavirus or Corona beer.
No, Coronach.
Corona. It's an old word, an old Scottish word, maybe.
Yeah, so it's a funeral song, like
Ah,
a vocal lament that would be sung traditionally at a Scottish funeral, especially the
ah,
Highlands. Um,
yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah, and it's the last song of the album, if I'm right, and very epic
yes,
song, 8
yeah,
minutes, and wow,
yeah,
you don't care
yeah,
of the length, the support, you make what you want. What I like in
yeah,
your music, you have no boundaries. You play sometimes
yeah.
folk breaks, blues influences, heavy metal, heavy speed, trash black. your background. It's your all that. It's your influences musically.
Yeah, so yeah, that's especially with this album and the previous album, the last
Ah,
two.
yeah.
It's I I don't want to have any boundaries anymore. I still the only kind of rule I have is that I want it to sound like Hellripper. It still has to have the black speed metal kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
foundation. But other than that, no, I don't. I think I work better with no boundaries or no not
Okay.
trying to do anything specifically. And yeah, I like loads of music from all over every genre, every style of metal, every kind of music. So it's fun to kind of put all that into
Yeah.
Hellripper's music, and it just keeps me inspired. It
Oh.
keeps me enjoying it, enjoying doing it, and yeah,
Yeah, but with no boundaries, you don't have a format. You understand the word format? And
yeah,
you play what you want, and you are alone when you compose,
yeah,
when you record. So you are totally free.
mhm,
But you are a live band. You are a live act because you just start your European tour in Belgium,
mhm,
Finland first, and now you are going to cross Europe in France in April.
yeah,
So. So it's but you are a live act. You're just not a studio project with
yeah,
Hellripper. That's
yeah.
the goal.
So yeah, we started playing live in 2016, I believe.
Ah, okay,
But
very early. Okay, okay.
only a few shows per year. We did maybe
Yeah.
five shows per year up until 2019, and then we started to get a little bit more
Oh, yeah.
serious about the live side of things. And then yes, coronavirus
I
happened, and
coronavirus arrived,
we
but
had a little
that's
break.
okay.
And then yeah, since 2022, we've been like really touring like a
Okay,
lot.
okay.
And
But
yeah,
now
so it's a live side.
this spring 2024, it's your biggest European tour.
Yes,
Actually, now.
headline wise, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
our to support our new album, and yeah, it's going well.
oh,
Looking at ticket sales and things, like it looks like it's going well for the shows, and yeah, it's really cool to be. It's good to see like the band is growing, and it's
yeah,
cool to see that it's
yeah,
like there's evidence of us growing. Like we play bigger
yeah,
shows and more people come to see us.
yeah.
So yeah, this is our biggest headline tour and our first real headline tour, in quite a while.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
the past couple of years, it's been mostly support tours and festival shows and
Ah,
one-off things and
Bloodstock,
kind of.
Bloodstock in
We did
England.
Bloodstock, yeah, we did Bloodstock
It's on
two
YouTube.
2 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was fun. That was fun. Yeah,
Yeah. Ah, okay, but it's cool. But that's why I like your music because it's fresh, it's old school, it's fresh, but it's various, and you have your touch, your and we inspired by your own culture in Scotland,
yeah.
Highlands, maybe old legend, old folkloric legends. It's
Oh,
it's
it's nice.
your
Yeah,
grandmother who narrowed the stories like that, or you saw a lot of Highlanders movies or Braveheart.
yeah. It's kind of a mixture. A lot of the things I write about is things that yeah, I've maybe heard of or been
Yeah.
told stories or but then I have to research them more and
Ah,
get
yeah,
more into them to be
yeah,
able to write about them properly. And yeah, even some of the stuff I'm learning myself for the first time, just
yeah,
researching and
yeah, yeah.
reading things
You
and
read.
yeah, watching films and stuff like that. And
Hmm?
yeah, the inspiration kind of comes from a lot of places, but yeah, it's fun to do that. It's something a little different to write about.
Yeah,
Kind of gives the band its own
yeah.
identity, I guess, because not much other speed metal bands kind of do this
Hmm?
kind of sing about these kind of themes. And yeah,
Yeah,
it's just fun to do and keeps me inspired. Again, a lot of what I do are things that keep me creative and
yeah.
keep me inspired. That's the reason I
Okay.
choose to do a lot of things in a certain way.
It's very yes. It's a global. It's not a Corona is not a concept album. It's
No,
eight
it's not a
tracks, but
yeah, so not narratively. I mean, every song on the album is based on Scotland in some way, but
mm,
there's no story. There's no narrative kind of linking each song to each other. But it's yeah,
yeah.
the overall theme is a concept, I guess.
And at first, at the beginning of the interview, you say Corona. It's a an old word.
Hmm.
Scottish word. I said that, but you confirm, and you use a lot of words. Title of the songs, excuse me for the accent, Kinchyle, Godcraft and Granite, Baoban Seat, Black Satanic Foxstorm, but
Yeah.
Mortercheyn, I like very much the music video
Yeah.
with a black metal atmosphere,
Yeah.
and the Dark Throne break. There is a Dark Throne break at the end,
Yeah. Yeah.
a bit like Blazing on the Sky. But you use a lot of folk words, old maybe Gaelic or some.
Yeah. Some of that. I don't speak Gaelic
Ah,
myself, but yeah, some of the words are from Gaelic or are Gaelic words, and
okay.
because a lot of old Scottish stuff is makes use of that. But loads of that kind of words as well, and I think it it's it kind of gives the title. It's a bit unique again for
Yeah.
the title. You can kind of I think it kind of catches your eye,
Ah,
I
yeah.
guess, if you're like it's something a bit different, if you're not from Scottish or not
Hmm?
if you're not from Scotland or if you're not a Gaelic speaker or whatever,
Yeah.
it's a bit
Yeah.
it kind of makes you wonder what it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like I say, just a lot of Scottish inspirations,
It's
some of the tracks are based on old poetry, old literature, um
yeah.
true events,
Ah, yeah. Okay.
legends,
Hmm.
folklore, and then some are kind of more
Yeah.
personal views, I guess.
But for example, more I come back to this song Mortercheyn. We can
Yeah.
see the woman, the white woman. You know, is it in relation? I don't know in English. What do you say? The legend of the white woman who symbolize the death. But in Spain there is also that. In France also. In Britain there is also that. More is it? We can see her, and we can see also animals. A deer. A deer.
Hmm.
Maybe is it a true one? You try to touch him in the music video. It's a true one or it's
No,
a AI?
no, that's a real one. It was just
A
funny.
deer.
We were just shooting the video, and the deer approached us
Okay.
randomly, and uh,
Okay.
we wanted to make him a star. But yeah, the video was kind of
Bambi.
inspired by a little kind of like 70s horror films, like
Hmm.
British horror films, and some found footage kind of things. We didn't want I didn't want
Okay.
anything kind of I wanted it to be more subtle. I didn't want it to be gore and like jump scares and things like that. I wanted it to be kind of subtle and things like
Um,
that because I thought it was just a cool thing to do. The Mortercheyn, I guess the actual thing itself is a disease that
okay.
affects horses, kills
Hmm.
horses.
Okay. You don't
Um,
hunt. You don't hunt. Hunt.
no, I do not
No.
hunt. No. But no, so the song is Mortasheen is like a disease that kills horses, and I've used that as a kind of
Okay.
um metaphor for like my views with what's
Ah.
kind of going on in the world today, and the kind of being followed by um the the ghostly figure. It was kind of related to a lot of Scottish folklore, kind of ghost
Yeah.
stories and also horror stories, and kind of a metaphor for the being followed by
O-
an ominous kind of
yeah. Okay. Ah,
just that
very.
something bad is lurking at all
Yeah.
points.
Yeah. Okay.
but yeah, it's yeah, I believe that word also might is somewhat related to the French Mortercheyn, you know,
Yeah.
death of the spine.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
pronounced correctly. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know. I'm not very
The
good.
white lady also, the white lady, or la dame blanche, we say in French.
Hmm.
The
Okay,
myth
cool.
of la dame blanche, la
Yeah,
dame blanche, white lady.
yeah. But yeah, that
Okay,
was a
there is.
fun one.
Oh yeah,
And then the band shots, like the performance part was kind of we wanted to kind of have us be like in a black void
yeah,
to make it
yeah,
just look like we were in total darkness and stuff with the green kind of lights
yeah, yeah.
to kind of
Ouais.
highlight stuff and give a bit of atmosphere and stuff. But yeah, that was fun. You know, we've never really done much music videos. We've only
Okay.
shot two music videos overall, like
Yeah,
proper like
yeah, yeah. It's
the
different
first one
from
was yeah,
the
Kinchyle,
and
and this one. So yeah, that was a different experience. You know, it was yeah,
yeah,
it was a different experience. You know, fun to do something different,
yeah,
and
with nice
you know,
landscapes in Scotland.
yeah. And I'm not a
Okay.
natural in front of the camera. I'm not a big fan of
Yeah.
being on video and stuff. So it was
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it was fun.
Blair Witch project in Scotland, but in the day,
Yeah,
not in the
exactly.
night, not in the day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And a Bambi like in Disney, a Bambi
Yes,
and a
yeah.
white lady. But it's the other music videos are totally different because it's live, and that's why we can see
Yeah,
you are live band, like I've said before. You like to play live in stage with your flying five and
yeah,
trash metal attitude, and to meet your audience. We can see it in
yeah,
Hunter Prest, in Kinchyle also. Yeah, you like that and Corona, like I've said, it's an epic song, lyric video, very
yeah.
long. You have a lot of and where does it come from? This all these influences, the folk blues. You learn first at this kind of music. But sometimes
Um,
you play folk blues
um,
solo.
kind of, yeah, kind of. Not, it wasn't really what I started with. It's just something I've picked up. You know,
Okay,
most of the blues kind of stuff. You know, I grew up listening to a lot of yeah, Angus Young and
Gary Moore maybe.
yeah, yeah, Gary Moore, Angus Young, Rory Gallagher,
Yeah,
uh,
oh, yeah.
yeah, Hendrix, Stevie Ray
Johnny
Vaughan,
Cash.
loads of Johnny Cash, yeah, Chris Christopherson as well, like that, like loads of that kind of stuff, and it's
Yeah,
just stuff I've listened to over the years, and it just naturally kind of creeps in, you know, just
yeah.
everything I listen to and I've listened to kind of influences me in some way, you know. Excuse me,
But,
some more than others and some more obvious than others, you know, and some will just come will just like an idea will come that I haven't that
yeah,
you know, for Hellripper, you know, it's black speed, thrash, black metal, but
yeah,
you know, I'll be listening to something like punk or
Ah, yeah.
indie rock, and I'll suddenly have an inspiration from that and include that in a song in a more
Mm.
metal way, I guess. So yeah, it's just this album especially, is a kind of just a culmination of all my
Yeah.
of myself. It's I want to give Hellripper its own kind of it again, like its own identity, its own sound, and I think
Yeah.
the only way to do that is by putting more of myself in it, because
Oh,
that's all I
yeah.
can really do, just by putting more of myself in it, and that means bringing everything I like. And I think that's the way to be
Yeah.
more unique.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think, yeah, because yeah, you can. That's the beauty of music and art and everything.
Yeah.
Every band or every group of people, every person, comes from different backgrounds, has slightly different
Yeah.
influences, has slightly different
Yeah.
references and experiences. And I think, yeah, if you use something um, that makes you different,
Yeah.
then it gives you your own thing. And
Oh,
that's what
yeah.
I'm trying to do, I guess.
I,
And I
yeah.
enjoy
Yeah.
doing it. I just like doing it.
Yeah, sometimes in your references you can hear some, yeah, say a bit Dark Throne or not just one break, but yeah, in more Trash Black, Bewitched, or Old Battery, of course, Old
Yeah, yeah,
Sodom, Destruction, something like that. But with your own touch, as I said, sometimes a blue heavy plan like Iron Maiden or Saxon,
yeah,
more. So it's very rich, but with your own touch, and you never know what will be the next note or the next break or
yeah.
the next riff. That's very, very surprising, and with your Scottish identity, I find it very good album. There is
Thank you.
historically there are a lot of connection between Scotland and France
Mm,
in the past, in Middle Age and
yeah,
later. We are
yeah.
always
Well, yeah, yeah. Like I
mm,
say, my partner is French, so
okay.
we have yeah.
Oh, good, good. Was it difficult? Like you are on tour, you had this European tour in March and April in Europe. So with sometimes with some dates with my friends of Sarcator who played a bit the same
Yes.
music of you,
Yeah.
with the son of guitarist of the Crown.
Yeah, the crown. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they are very nice guys. The interview is on the line. Metal Ops TV of Sarcator last year. I put the link
Yeah.
now in the screen. And so they are friends maybe. And was it hard
Yeah.
to construct to build a live lineup for you, Hellripper, to go on tour, or it was okay for the casting?
Yes,
Yeah.
Sarcator are friends of ours. We toured with them 2 years ago, I believe.
Ah, okay.
And yeah, we're friends with them, and they're a great band, and yeah,
On the same
really
label,
cool.
same on the same
Yeah,
label.
same label as well, yeah. And then yeah, Schizophrenia as well, they're friends. We've played with them
Yeah.
loads of times over the past few years at festivals and shows and things. So yeah, it's really cool to have a lineup where, we know,
Yeah.
like, first of all, the other bands are great, and then second of all, like,
Yeah.
we know the people and they're nice people and we get along. So it should be a fun tour. And then yeah, the Hellrippers live band, it's
Yeah.
always the same people.
Ah, okay.
So
Yeah.
other except this tour, we've had a few issues with injuries and scheduling and things, so it'll be slightly different this time.
Ah, okay.
But yeah, it's we're lucky. I'm lucky to have like good musicians playing with
Yeah.
me in the live band, and again, it's important that I get along with them. And yeah, they're always cool people, and they know
Okay.
what they're doing. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a
Uh,
cool tour.
did you test? Did you already tested? Did you already test new songs, new singles of Corona live in Belgium or in Finland, maybe
Yes, so we played
recently?
Mortercheyn and Hunderpressed live in Belgium,
Okay,
and
cool.
we played Kinchyle a few times. We started playing that last year when it first came out, so we've played that a few times
Okay,
over the past couple of months. And yeah,
and the
it's
crowd?
always weird playing. It went well, but it's always weird playing new songs because yeah, a lot of people might not know them as well,
Mm.
um, and then sometimes yeah, it means like sometimes people will stop
Ah,
moshing and things like that because they want to hear how the new songs sound. So
yeah,
they just
yeah.
so they stop and they want to listen like intently to hear if the new stuff's any good. And then we play an old song and then it goes back to chaos.
Okay.
But yeah, it's fun playing some new stuff for sure because
Okay.
yeah, I like the new songs and
Totally,
yeah.
in total, you play how many new songs in your set now?
I'm not sure yet. We haven't really decided. It will be
Ah,
three, four, five. I don't know.
okay. You change every night. You change the playlist, the set list? No.
N no. Sometimes we do. We have like a bank of songs, and we kind
Yeah,
of swap them in and out. So we don't change every night, or
yeah,
we have, say we have. I don't know how much songs our set will be. It'll be like
yeah.
maybe 12 songs or something. I can't
Ah,
remember. It
okay, ah,
depends on the
okay, okay, okay.
length. But then if we have 12 songs, usually we will have maybe,
Yeah. Cool.
15 to 18 songs to kind of
Okay. But
change if
the title
yeah.
track, for example, you can't play it. It's too long. Corona, or no? You take your
Um
time.
Not on this tour.
Okay.
We decided against playing it on this tour, but we will play that in the future. It's one of
Yeah.
my favorite songs I've written,
Yeah.
so we will play that. But yeah.
Yeah. And could you re-explain, excuse me, what does it mean, Corona? Like coroner? No?
No,
In
so it's a funeral song. So it'd be like
funerals. Okay.
so a song that would be sung
Ah,
at a funeral to
like
honor the dead.
okay.
Um,
Like this song, tan, 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 tan,
no, that's just
tan,
a
tan,
yeah, that's
tan,
just
tan, tan.
a reference to Chopin,
Chopin. La marche
which
funèbre.
I thought was
Marche de
um,
Petit aussi.
yeah, I thought that was cool to kind of include in there. But no, it's like a vocal song, so it would only be
Ah,
like just
okay.
a vocal only piece, and I think usually improvised, so it would kind
Okay.
of be kind of like wailing, and
Okay.
I think it usually be women that would kind of
Ah,
make
okay.
wailing, crying
I understand.
sound, and it would honor the dead
Okay.
person.
Have you lost something? So someone in your life maybe to be inspired by this or
Uh,
and to make this to
no,
create this
not
song, compose this song?
not recently. It's not really inspired by loss
Family.
itself.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
more just the word kind of inspired the song.
Yeah.
I've had the I liked the meaning of the word and the look of the word and the kind of what the word represented, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I've had that as an idea for a possible album or a song for maybe 10 years now, and it was nice that I got to use it finally. And
Okay.
yeah, that just kind of inspired the what the track is about, and I
Yeah.
used also a poem
Ah,
of the
okay.
same name by Sir Walter Scott to kind of inspire my own story. So the song
Mm.
itself kind of goes between
Yeah.
verses from Sir Walter Scott's poem and then my
Yeah.
own kind of verse. So there's kind of two things going on, and it kind of contrasts.
Okay.
And again, that was just something new to do and something I found
Mm.
creatively, yeah, just fun to do, I guess.
Okay. Now, quick some quick questions before to say bye bye. I wanted to know who made the artwork behind me. It remember me a bit the style of one song, one cover album of Makatus. Mactatus Norwegian symphonic black metal in the past,
Okay.
20 years ago. It remember me who made that and in on which guitar tuning you play on this new album standard?
Yeah, so the artwork was by Adam Burke or Nightjar Illustration. He's done stuff for loads of people.
Okay,
Recently, I know he
d'accord.
did some stuff for Black Braid, and he's done
Hmm.
some stuff for
Il play in
um,
Fellwood. Ok, d'accord. Ok,
yeah, he's
ok,
a great artist, and he's one of my favorites.
ok.
And he knows what he's doing. You know, if I ask him to do something, you can trust him to
Very nice
come up
artwork.
with something great.
Yeah.
And yeah, the tuning I use is usually E flat,
Ah,
and
ah, ok.
sometimes drop C sharp.
Oh,
Just depends,
ok.
but
But
usually E
E
flat.
sharp. E flat like a Slayer, for example.
Slayer, yeah, yeah,
One half down.
yeah, half tone
Yeah.
down, yeah.
To the E. Okay. Okay, standard E. Okay, thank you. Do you know some French metal bands?
I do. I know
Maybe.
Hexecutor.
Ah, okay.
There's a cool
Yeah.
hardcore band called Cavalry. Um, it's kind of
Cavalry.
like
Is it?
Cavalry. If I'm
Oh,
pronouncing it
yeah, yeah.
wrong, we've played with them a few times. They're great.
Okay.
Who else? Skeletal, friends of ours
Yeah.
in Skeletal, the death metal
Ah,
band.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I
Executors are
know,
friends, huh? Executors are friends,
yeah,
and yeah, UK they have their own style, black trash with a
yeah,
British words, legends
yeah,
a bit.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, I know a few.
cool.
Necro Scum,
Necro
um,
Wretch, okay, Necro Wretch maybe.
no, Necro Scum.
Wretch,
Yeah, I do know
Necro
Necro
Scratch,
Wretch.
Wretch. Okay,
Yeah,
Gojira, Dispel Omega.
Gojira, yeah. Death Decline, yeah, loads.
Ah, yeah, Decline, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
good.
there's loads. You know, like I say,
Cool.
my partner's French, so I
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
know a
yeah.
bit.
All French black metal band and Galibo. There are so many, so many. Okay, okay, but cool. What do you want to add about this album, Corona? And so you will be on live in Paris. I can't be there, sorry, but in April in France, in Paris, in April the 18th, if I'm right,
Yeah,
in Glazart, the club.
yeah.
But what do you want to add for people who discover you and to discover this new album, Corona? Very good album.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just have a listen, check it out and see for yourself, you know. I'm not gonna tell people what to think that's the best album ever or anything. That's up to people to decide. So yeah, go check it out on Spotify, Bandcamp, YouTube, any of those, and
Yeah.
yeah, come see us live. Um, yeah, and we've got merch and all that kind of stuff that
Yeah, we can see
online
behind
and
you
you'll see.
some merch. Hmm?
Yeah, loads of merch there,
Hellripper.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Y-
so yeah,
Okay.
check out the new album, I guess.
Okay. You know there is another band in Colombia called the Hellripper too, but
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
with a two accent on Reaper and the E.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. And recently, I made the interview of. That's why I wanted to ask to say that I made the interview of Blinded 23, a Polish
Oh
band,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
Mateus, who played
Mateus,
in the
yeah, yeah.
past in the Behemoth, had a T-shirt of El Reaper. And I
Oh, that's
say,
so nice to
oh,
hear.
I say, so this the new album is going to release in April or May, in April if I'm right. And I interviewed them, and I say, oh, I forgot to interview El Reaper, my God. And he remembered me with the T-shirt. I say, I check out the album. It's awesome. I forget. I don't have the time. So that's why I wanted to ask you and to have you on Metal
Oh,
Ops TV. Absolutely.
well, that's so cool. Yeah, no, yeah,
You know, you know the
Mateus
guys?
is the best, man. Yeah, yeah, no,
Ah,
Mateus
yeah.
is the best, man. I
Yeah.
love him. That's nice to see that he was nice to hear that he was wearing the shirt. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Blind Dead, they just put out their album recently on
Yeah.
Peaceville as well, and
Oh, yeah. It's
yeah, they're
very good
cool.
album. Yeah. Very
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, we saw them
post.
live. I saw them
Uh,
live as well in
yeah.
Poland,
Ah, okay.
at,
Okay.
last summer, I think it was, and
Ah, okay.
hung out with Mateus there as well for a little bit. Yeah, yeah, really cool guy,
Okay.
really cool band. Yeah.
There are a lot of good releases in March, in April. So Corona is out on Century Media. So Hellripper and Blinded 23, different genre, more post-dark metal, progressive, very nice with a nice singer, with the members of Catatonia and Vader, and we say hello to them. Okay, we hope to see a live Hellripper in France, in festivals, Hellfest, Motoculture, Kernunos, Tyrants Festival. We are
Yeah.
waiting for you in France, huh? Hellripper.
Yeah, we'll be there.
And I thank you very
Yeah.
much for this interview, James.
Thank you
Take
very
care and have
much.
a good tour, and rest,
Thank you
rest,
so
and
much.
have a good tour, have a fun. Thank you very much. Very good. Congratulations for
Thank
this
you.
new album. I say you
Much
bye bye.
appreciated.
Bye. Yeah. Yeah.
Salut. Bye.
Bye.